they done? They done a sketch portraying Steve Bannon as the Grim Reaper who gets to sit at the big boy desk at the Oval Office while Trump sits at the little desk and plays with toys. And O'Bannon is the chief strategist. I think that's his title for Donald Trump. And he's more racist Mickey Ficky himself. They also did a monologue where Stewart recalled Trump's many tweets obsessing over the state of her relationship with Robert Pattinson, a parody commercial where Welcome to America film was hastily edited by Department of Homeland Security employees to reflect Donald Trump's Muslim ban. I mean, like they used to call it in the radio business when we worked at an actual radio station a long time ago. When something happened big that we could talk about, or something happened like a bit, or something that we can continue to do and kind of make like a storyline, the executives, the producers called it radio gold. Oh, this is radio gold, Doug. This is radio gold. Like, this is great. This is perfect for what we want to do around here. They called it radio gold. Donald Trump being president, this O'Bannon guy, Sean Spicer, is TV gold for Saturday Night Live for the next 4 years. I mean, it's TV gold for them, for everybody involved. And lastly, one last thing, man. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. One last thing. I think I mentioned this one time before, but Iron Fist, the cartoon character, comic book hero, is coming to Netflix, and you can actually see the trailer that's out now. That's right, Iron Fist. So, if you're old school, you remember Iron Fist was a character in Marvel Comics, obviously, during the whole, I guess he probably came about during the whole era when all the little kids all over America were real infatuated with Kung Fu movies on Sunday, Kung Fu theater. And so, as Marvel always does, they come up with a character to reflect the times. And so Iron Fist was this bad dude. I got to be honest with you, I wasn't a big Iron Fist fan. I thought he was cool, obviously, but I didn't collect those comics until I saw the trailer and I saw the guy who got cast to play Iron Fist. I always thought Iron Fist was a Chinese dude. This is a white guy. Now, once again, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Once again, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. So he wore this mask, this kind of like sash over his face, kind of like a do-rag over his damn face or whatever, back in the day. And once again, I didn't collect the comic. I just knew of him. I didn't know the storyline or anything. But I saw him on the cover of these comic books. I thought, man, that's cool. They gave a Chinese dude his own damn comic book that knows Kung Fu. And now I come to find out that they whitewashed the Chinese art of Kung Fu. Right, they whitewashed the character. Iron Fist is a white dude. And I guess maybe he was all the time back in the day. I just didn't pay attention to the comic book like that. I just thought he was cool as whatever, as ish. And so the new series is set to start March 17th this year. Even though they whitewashed the guy, if I'm the Asian community, I would be mad. Even though they whitewashed the dude, man, I'm going to watch it. Right. Yeah. So ultimately, it's going to be Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, which I'm in the middle of watching the Jessica Jones thing right now on Netflix, and Luke Cage. Like, they're all going to come together to put to ban or bring together the Defenders, which was a comic book crew back in the day, kind of like the Avengers and X-Men and all like that. A lot of the superhero comic heroes came together and formed these groups. And so Iron Fist, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, and Luke Cage are going to come together to form the Defenders, which will ultimately be a series on Netflix as well. There you have it, entertainment. (404-382-0338). You can also email me at Doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. What do we got here? From Clay, I'll be damn Davis. Barbershop, the NBA has never been like that in history. Super teams have always been there. From Barbershop Sports Talk Podcast, Clay, so you're going to just ignore the NFC? I said the NFL has parity, not the AFC. Having a little conversation about parity. From LD, I weep for us from the D. Come on, Doug. You know how the colonizers do it. and you know why? In my mind, and this is this Iron Fist thing one more time. And the reason why I think that I understand how the colonizers whitewash everything that Black America does for the most part. I get that. Elvis created rock and roll. I saw a video yesterday on social media where they had this old black lady. They said that she actually invented rock and roll. And, Little Richard and Chuck Berry and Rick Berry. Not Rick Berry. Is it Chuck Berry? Chuck Berry. I think Chuck Berry. They actually invented rock and roll, but Elvis and cats like that get all the credit. So I get that. But I think the reason why I didn't even think that Marvel and Stan Lee would do that is because when they came up with the black characters, they didn't take a white guy to play one of the black characters. Black Panther and Luke Cage, they're brothers. So clearly, and what they were good at is hand-to-hand combat, street fighting. I guess that is a kind of stereotype. Luke Cage is just street fighter. He wearing jeans, dungarees, and combat boots, but he can fight. I mean, that's what they do. Okay, I get that. And I just thought that you show a little bit of respect to our Asian brethren by making one of the kung fu superheroes an actual Asian guy. I mean, back in the 70s when we were watching Kung Fu Theater on Sunday, they didn't whitewash Bruce Lee on the movies. And Jackie Chan and Jet Li, them cats, they paid homage. Damn, they whitewashed the damn comic book kung fu guy. Shit. From D, Doug, look it up. Iron Fist originally was white. See, right, I didn't know that. And once again, I'm not saying that they actually did this over time. And because of 2017, they thought they could sell it better, market it better. They changed it to a white guy. Evidently, this is the way it's always been. I'm not saying that they changed it over some time. I'm saying as a kid, I didn't pay attention to it. But my natural instinct in seeing him on the cover of these comic books and knowing that his main power was being great in Kung Fu, I thought that he was an Asian guy. And I guess maybe that is stereotypical. Maybe I'm wrong for thinking that. I don't think so, though. I'm not. I don't think so. I don't think so. From Grego, don't you forget that Black Annie. Oh yeah, they did have a Black Annie, which was a good movie. The movie with Jamie Foxx, that was a good movie. From Griff in the chat room on Spreaker.com, the great Big Mama Thornton, Hound Dog. That's it. I think that's the lady's name. I saw yesterday on social media, there was a video, and basically the headline was saying, and people think Elvis invented rock and roll. And it was this lady, this old black lady, and I think maybe her name was Big Mama Thornton. Right. I was like, damn, I didn't know that. You learn something new every day. And, I talked about it last week on how they really control the narrative, man. It's the tail that wags the dog. As far as the images, the TV shows, and the movies that we see that kind of depict what black people are supposed to be, what they are, and, the maximum and what they can be. That whole, Fences movie with the three black ladies that really were the foundation, the key to sending Americans into space. I never heard that story before. That's a pretty big story. And we find out about it 50 years after the fact. That's bullshit. From 334 Bama Boy, and the first Batman with Michael Keaton, Harvey Dent, was Billy D. Williams, and then the next one, it was Tommy Lee Jones. What? That's right. I forgot all about that. From the 47 Problem, I'm the originator, Little Richard. Let's see. From Sidney Jackson, why aren't there any Asian champions in the UFC? Don't seem right. You know what? That doesn't seem right. Now, I've said it before that I think that a lot of the images and a lot of stuff that we were fed in the 70s about how great these martial artists were, and like we believed, the extent of it was, man, we believed that nobody in the world could beat Bruce Lee. You got to realize something. Bruce Lee in real life was like 5'7", 140 pounds. And I got into this big argument with a cat a couple of years ago on social media, man. They asked the question, who would win in a fist fight? And it was like Mike Tyson against Bruce Lee. And I said, Mike Tyson would absolutely kill Bruce Lee. And oh my gosh, all the ninjas came out of the woodwork. You're wrong, Doug. You're wrong. Listen, man, there was no bigger Bruce Lee fan than me when I was growing up. There was none. Okay? But Bruce Lee was like Tommy Davidson on A Living Color. That kung fu character that he played. No disrespect. God rest the dead. But Bruce Lee was a fight choreographer. I'm sorry. I know I busted a lot of people's bubble just now. Bruce Lee, I'm going to say it. I'm going to keep it real. Bruce Lee was a fight choreographer. That's it. In a real fight against a 230-pound, 6'2" professional boxer would die. You know, we grew up and we saw Game of Death and we saw Bruce Lee kick Kareem Abdul-Jabbar's ass and we saw him beat up everybody. Kareem was 7'4", and he got his ass kicked by Bruce Lee. You know why? Because that was a movie and Bruce Lee was a fight choreographer. So, yeah, you know, we were conditioned to think that those guys were the greatest fighters ever. Bruce Lee was a little guy. Now, he had the little lizard muscles or whatever. He was ripped to shreds, but he was a little dude. He can't beat Mike Tyson in his day. He can't beat Muhammad Ali. He couldn't beat Lennox Lewis. He can't beat anybody who can really fight. He was an actor. I'm sorry. So maybe it's our fault that we were, and society's fault, we were conditioned to think that that the martial artists back in the day, and martial artists, period, are the ultimate fighters. That's a good point. Why don't we see, like, the number one kung fu fighting guy in the world dominate UFC? You know why? Because this is real shit. These are real punches. We're not going to let you do this choreographed boxing, blocking all my punches, and you flipping through the air with being suspended from air by ropes and whatever. You're not going to dodge every single punch I throw at you. I'm a real fighter. You're a fight choreographer. Stop it. Yeah, they should be dominating. I mean, anybody that was trained by the great Jet Li or Jackie Chan, they should dominate UFC. Where they at? Hey, back in 3 minutes, we're going to talk to D. Orlando Ledbetter. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show.
My swag's out of the Richter scale. My swag's out swag.